On today's episode on the Project Bedrock server, we will be getting started building our very first starter house. After some prankage has occurred on the server, it has led us out into an adventure where we end up finding the perfect location for our new industrial district. We get started building quite a few farms, including my dual creeper farm design, and also my very own general mob farm design. We also locate a few more areas for future farms, including an ocean monument, and also a witch hut, which is right inside of the industrial district. What's going on, guys? I'm MarsBuilt, and welcome back to another episode here on the Project Bedrock server. In between episodes, I have been very busy doing a bunch of grindy bits, getting all of the materials together in order to put the starter house together. We got just about everything that we need. However, we do need to take care of one thing before we get started, and that's going to be some armor. In the course of gathering up all of this material, I have died I don't even know how many times. So I am in desperate need of getting some actual armor. So I'm going to break down some diamond ore that I gathered whenever I was down mining, and then I'm going to make some armor. And then once I have some armor, we'll jump into a time lapse and get building the starter house. And if you're wondering what the crackle in my voice is, I've been sick the past few days and I am finally starting to feel better. So let's go. So I have definitely been doing some grindy bits. I have plenty of building blocks here and then a lot of building blocks from being down inside of the mine. I'm going to go ahead and take care of these other ores later. However, I'm going to grab these diamonds out of here and we're going to fortune these real quick and see what we get out of it. Now, before I fortune these, I do have the 36 diamonds on me that I have previously had. So I'm just going to get rid of those, throw them over there, and then we'll go ahead and fortune these and see what we get. Another 18 from 8 blocks, that's not too terribly bad. And then once we gather up all these, we'll have 54 total, which should be enough to make us some armor. I did get some pretty decent equipment so far for being episode 2. I have a pickaxe with fortune 3, unbreaking 3, and mending on it, a shovel with unbreaking 3 and efficiency 5, a diamond pickaxe with silk touch on it, a sword with looting 3, and then I have another pickaxe with unbreaking 3, efficiency 5, and mending, which is going to be my main mining pickaxe. And then I also put a couple bows together to get one with unbreaking 3, punch 1, and power 3 on it. And then I also have a regular axe here. So we were able to make a full suit and we have 30 diamonds left. Not too bad. Now I am going to take these 30 diamonds because word has it that Gigi has a new shop open and she's selling some books. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick look around because I have been rather busy. I made these pens quite a bit larger and I gathered up some animals, which was not the most fun. However, I did manage to get them all inside of here. And then I also got some diamond horse armor and put it on my horse here, and put the skeleton horse inside of here as well. I also made a little sheep farm back here that's just going to harvest whatever color I dye these guys and give me quite a bit of wool. I like using the wool because it's really handy whenever I'm building redstone projects, and it's also really handy whenever I'm mapping out builds. I did also find some cactus and some sand and planted some cactus over here. And then I also upgraded my sugarcane farm. The one that was inside of this building here, I completely removed it, and then I just built it out here to where it's much more compact and a lot more efficient. Everything basically breaks off, goes down into the water stream, and it will be collected right here. And I also gathered up some beehives and got quite a few bees here and quite a few flowers as well. I don't think that I have all of the flowers, however, I got about 90% of them. The bees, unfortunately, are kind of close to the nether portal, so every time that I go into the nether, I realize that there's a couple bees inside of here where they're flying in and kind of getting away. Well, that behind me floating in the air is the new marketplace district, and unfortunately I have yet to get wings, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to get up there. There was a nether portal, however they are currently working on the nether hub and had to move the portal that was there, and I'm not quite sure where the new portal is, so I guess I have to take the difficult way up. Luckily, I have a ton of dirt on me, so I should be able to scaffold all the way up there, or just high enough to reach the very bottom of it. However, this will probably be the very last episode of me not having wings, because I'll be live streaming tonight and be end busting and getting quite a few wings and looting the end cities. Now, since this is going to take place before this video is released, then you probably will not be able to catch it unless you follow me on Twitch. So go over to Twitch and check out my channel, that way you can catch all of my live streams. All of the links are down inside of the description, that way you do not miss any of my future live streams. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. So we are finally up here at the top of the shopping district, and this is quite the view, being able to look around and look at all of the new terrain generation and see everything that is all the way around us. However, I was halfway up pillaring up here and GG came up and decided to help me out and drop a bucket of water for me, so I was able to basically swim back up the water stream and make my way all the way up here. While we are up here, we have a few shops that are already popped up and running. We have this over here, which is, I believe, Steve Montero's, where he is selling a few different items, and I believe he's selling potions. So yeah, there's potions here, potions of fire resistance. And I think I'm gonna grab a couple of those because those will definitely come in handy. And I think he is wanting 3 diamonds each for him. Yes, 3 diamonds each. And then I also saw some night vision potions in here, which I'm definitely going to grab a couple of those because of the new caves underneath. It is a lot easier to navigate them and find what you're looking for whenever you have night vision. And he's already done all of the hard work and extended them to 8 minutes instead of the 3 minutes, so we are all set and good to go. The other potions here, we have Potion of Regen, and these potions here are sold out as well, so we'll have to wait for these to be restocked. And I believe this small little pop-up shop here is Gigi's, and I believe she's selling books here. All books 1 diamond each. That sounds like quite the deal, and says more coming soon, so we'll have to wait and see what she has coming soon. However, there's Infinity Punch 2, and then on the inside here we have Smite 5, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, Mending, Depth Strider 3, Silk Touch Thorns, Aqua Affinity, Feather Falling 4, Fortune, Looting, and Fire Protection 4. I also notice here to the right hand side that there is Elytras for 20 diamonds each. Now with the Elytra, I am quite stubborn. I do want my very first Elytra to be one that I go and actually earn myself, so I don't quite want to buy it. However, I am going to purchase this one for a backup Elytra now that I know that she's selling them. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and return the Potion of Night Vision and the Potion of Fire Resistance, and I'll only keep 1 of each. That should give me 6 more diamonds, which should give me plenty enough to buy the Elytra, and then maybe a Feather Falling book, and also maybe a Fire Protection book as well. Other than that, most all the other ones I have, I think that I'll hold out a little bit longer for Protection 4. So let me go ahead and grab 3 of those back, put those back inside of there, and then this one here, grab those back, put that back inside of there, and then we'll go ahead and trade 20 diamonds for our very first Elytra. And that's where this one's going to live for now until we get a few more Elytras, and I'm just going to keep this one for a backup. And then I went ahead and bought 3 of the Fire Protection and also a Feather Falling. And I've been doing quite a lot of trading as I have quite a few books down here, although there are still a lot of books that I would like to have. I pretty much put these together for all 4 pieces of armor. I have Depth Strider, Feather Falling, and Unbreaking for my boots. And I also have Unbreaking 3 and Fire Protection for the other 3 pieces of armor. So I'm going to start the grind of putting all of these books on my armor. However, the biggest issue that I'm going to run into is of course going to be levels this early in the game. So I'm going to grind for a bit and hopefully get enough levels to take all of these books, combine them together, and put them on my armor. And whenever you're enchanting anything, you always want to remember to swap the location of these just to make sure that you don't have a cheaper price. In that position it's 4. However, if you go ahead and swap these 2, there is a cheaper price, which is going to be 3. Now that we have some halfway decent armor, let's jump into a time lapse and get started on our starter house. Let's go! Wait, what? Why is there water in my house? What happened in here? Really, guys, this early in the season and we're already starting the pranking? Okay, then. Well, I know I just built this thing, but I'm pretty sure I didn't leave any holes in the roof. I don't know how all of that water could have gotten inside. The only explanation for this is it has to be a prank, and I got a pretty good idea who it might have been. Somebody said on Discord before they went on a 1-week vacation that they left a present for everybody, and I think I just found my present. So I think here in a little bit we should return the favor. Well, guys, I am back, and there might be something different about me. Can you tell what it is? What if I turn around? Can you tell what it is now? What if I do this? What about now? Yes, that's right. I went streaming last night and I got a elytra. Well, not just a elytra, I got a lot of elytras. I think I ended up with about 12 of them total. And I also got a bunch of different loot chests as well, and a bunch of different enchanted diamond armor. So with a bunch of this stuff in front of me here, this is what I gathered. And I also got a few more shulker boxes as well, along with quite a few diamonds, quite a few gold blocks, and also a bunch of iron as well from all of the in-city loot chests. It could definitely not come fast enough because I was so tired of not having wings, and now I can just take off just like that. So with that being said, let's head over to the newfound area that I found for the industrial district. However, it is quite a ways away, so I'm going to go ahead and take the nether instead of flying. Alright guys, the nether portal came out a little ways behind us. However, that's not a big deal. We'll link that up and fix that later, and we'll end up moving it over here and digging out a new nether tunnel. However, what I wanted to focus on was right here. We have a witch hut in front of us, and this witch hut I'll use for a future witch farm. And then I also wanted to show you guys this massive ocean here, along with each one of these little tiny islands here. These islands I plan on building a bunch of different farms on top and having them stemming up into the air. And the ocean is great because it gives us a bunch of spawn proofing where we don't have to worry about mobs to spawn. And it will also allow us to have different opportunities for farming, such as squid farms, drowned farms, and stuff of that nature. More importantly, the main reason that led me over here is, if I can find it, we have a ocean monument right here. And this is the one that I came to and raided a little bit ago and got sponges out of it. And that's the main thing that led me over here. And then I also noticed that we do have another ocean monument. I think it's right over here. Yes, there's another one right there. And I'm not sure if that one's been raided yet or not. However, I did get the sponges out of this one, and I will be building a ocean monument farm or a guardian farm on top of that as well, along with building a bunch of farms here and over here as well. So I figured that this was pretty much the perfect location for a brand new industrial district. The first few farms that I plan on building here are going to be a couple massive farms, and they're the type of farms that require a couple smaller farms to be built just to get the materials in order to build the bigger farms. So I'm going to get started building these farms, and I'm going to get started collecting materials and bringing materials over, as well as bringing the nether tunnel all the way over here and linking portals. Don't worry, you guys are not going to be able to see any of the boring bits. I'm going to take care of all of that off of camera. With that being said, let's jump into a time lapse and get to building these. Let's go. And there we have it, a couple massive farms out here at our brand new industrial district. We have our dual creeper farm design here, and let me tell you how much of a pain all of this tinted glass was to get. It took so long grinding trying to get all of this amethyst in order to turn this into tinted glass. However, I think that it was well worth it because the look of this thing is really cool, and I think that it's awesome that you're able to see all the way through this thing and watch all the creepers fall. I opted not to use any tinted glass for this general mob farm over here because I really didn't want these guys mirroring each other, and I did not want them looking similar. I think this thing is awesome being open like it is, and it's really easy to see all of the mobs spawning inside of here and falling down into the kill chamber below. I did also use a little bit of tinted glass up here. That way we are able to maintain having the surface spawns underneath here. This farm here is my very own design, and you might notice this from my Let's Play world. At first glance, this might look like a regular general mob farm. However, if you look closely, you can see that it is anything but. If you look inside of the center, you can see that we actually have redstone blocks and pistons instead of running observers here. And we'll see if we can't put down a torch whenever the water goes away. That way we can get a good look at it. And basically these redstone blocks will come up and plug the hole so the water can no longer come through, and the water is of course inside of the waterlogged piston. This is on a timer, and this completely erases all of the observers inside of this farm, making it a lot more reliable and making it where these floors will all flush at the exact same time. Now that is not the only thing that I have changed on this farm to make it my own, but I have also made the spawning floor entirely different. If you look at it from this angle, you might notice that the floors are a little bit weird looking. We can go ahead and pillar up and get a better look, and if you look, we have all these solid blocks on the right hand side. However, on the left hand side we have all of these upper slabs, and the reason for that is so we have all of our surface spawns on the left hand side and all of our cave spawns on the right hand side. These general mob farms will typically only utilize these cave spawns. However, with this farm I'm taking advantage of both mob caps, the surface and the cave, giving us a grand total of 16 mobs that can be on this farm at one given time, making the efficiency through the roof on this farm. And underneath we have my very own design of the blendy Trident killer. This is my remote Trident killer design, and if you have not seen this on my channel, it's probably one of the most popular videos, having this being the remote Trident killer and also the non-remote Trident killer. This Trident killer absolutely shreds anything that goes into it, and it by itself increases the efficiency of this farm. Another interesting thing about this farm is you'll realize that we have some drowns down there inside of the killing chamber, and the reason for that is because we have basically surface spawnable water here, and there's not a solid block over top of it, which will allow drowns to spawn inside of here. I did this intentionally, that way we were able to get tridents and nautilus shells and a bunch of other drown drops out of this farm, as well as copper. I might in the future go inwards a little bit more with the leaves, that way we can have even more drown spawns below. However, right now it's producing quite a few, and we've already got quite a few tridents from it. To activate this farm, we're going to grab our looting 3 sword, and we're just going to step on this pressure plate, which is our AFK spot. And as soon as we do that, the blender's going to turn on, and you're going to start seeing all of the stuff shooting down the water stream. All of that stuff is going to make its way into a dropper system to drop down into the chest below, and all of the experience is of course going to come up to me. Down below we have a dropper system similar to the one that's on my raid farm design, and that's going to drop everything straight down into the chest. However, these chests are overflowing at the moment from me AFKing after the time lapse and testing out the farm, and I've also gone through this and picked all of the good stuff out for the most part. I have put a block of netherrack up there and lit it on fire. That way it does not have a bunch of items sitting there lagging up the server. That about covers it for the general mob farm. Let's take a look at the dual creeper farm design. Now this is my very own dual creeper farm design, and this thing is absolutely absurd of how much gunpowder it puts out. But this thing is a pretty big grind on survival, and a lot of that is due to all of the coral fans that you see there. In order to get all of the coral fans, we had to build a coral fan farm, and that is going to be down here. And you'll be able to see it right down here below me. Hit our button so we can go down inside of here. This is pretty much my simple coral fan farm design, and you can jump inside of the minecart, go back and forth, and all of the coral fan will float up the surface, go all the way over to the hoppers, and be collected inside of these here down below. This is a pretty simple but efficient design and a nice easy way of doing it. However, it does require a ton of bone meal, which you would feed into this chest here. Getting all of the bone meal is where this general mob farm comes into play, so I decided to build that. That way I not only get all of the bones out of it, but I get a ton of other items as well. Over here we have the same dropper design to where it drops all of the items straight down, and of course we don't need any kind of filters on this because the only thing that ever comes out of this farm is going to be gunpowder. And inside of here you can see from a little bit of AFKing we already have, looks like almost about 3 double chests full, and it really didn't take me long at all to get those. But there is one other half to making rockets, and that's going to be sugarcane. I designed this very small sugarcane farm, and this is actually my second take on it. Whenever I was designing this on stream the night before, I was way overtired and my brain was not working properly. I ended up scrapping it after about 15 or 20 minutes of fighting with it, only to come over here, refresh the next day, and put this together in about 5 minutes. Now this is just a really simple makeshift sugarcane farm. Really simple, you just put some bone meal inside of here and go ahead and turn it on, and it will just put out a ton of bone meal. It's not the fastest thing, but I was just making it for a quick, simple solution. Although the sugarcane farm is probably not the fastest design, it is probably one of the most efficient designs because it is a no-loss farm and all of the sugarcane goes inside of here, which is really great for making paper, which you need to make rockets. I was also able to find a couple amethyst geodes, one being directly below me over here, which was nice because that means whenever I'm AFKing at the general mob farm, it's actually loading the amethyst geode down below, and that means that I don't have to separate AFK at it. So all the way down this hole, we have a probably medium-sized amethyst geode. It's not the biggest. However, I did find one in that direction there where there's actually 3 of them within simulation distance. And that really helped speed up the process whenever we were making all of that tinted glass. Now it has definitely been a grind, many hours over here at the industrial district. So let's go ahead and take a break. We're going to head on over to the shopping district and meet up with Gigi, where we're going to devise a plan to, let's say, get a little revenge. Let's go. So it seems that somebody has brought you a bunch of friendship chickens.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea
They
who
kind
it
of match.
Do you have any idea who it might have been?
I do.
I kind of think that it was probably C Monstera, but I'm not 100%
exactly
sure.
Right.
I tried to look through his
Right.
I tried to look through his streams and I didn't see any hard evidence on it, but I kind of want to go and get him back. And
I agree.
If you come over here and look, I found this sign in front, and I'm only assuming that he put this here, and he's looking for some gas tiers and phantom membranes. I say we help him out.
Okay.
I'm thinking that
Sounds good to me.
I'm thinking that we can at least help him out on the gas tier side of things. And
okay.
I need your help because I'm not quite sure where his base is. And then we can get him lots and lots of gas in his base. A lot of gas in his base.
I think I know what you're saying. And I know right where his base is.
Okay, I see you're down there. So is he mainly in the base? Is that mainly where he's going to be at? Like in here?
We just need to be careful here because creepers like to come down and fall and explode behind you.
Creeper bombs? You sound like you speak from experience.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So maybe back in here would probably be an ideal place to do it. What I was thinking is put down a chest. What's he got going on in here? Is all of his zombies, all of his villagers turned?
I guess so.
That's not good.
Unless he did it on purpose.
Let's hope so. So what I'm thinking is we'll put down a chest with an observer under it, and that will be the trigger thing. We can put down like a sign. It'll be like a gift from us or whatever, and then whenever he goes to open it, it's going to open up a thing of piston doors, and whenever it opens those up, we're going to have a bunch of gas chewed up and out of here.
Sounds great.
And I'm talking we can probably get, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 gassed. I mean, and
Really?
Oh yes. And the nice part is since we're on Bedrock, we don't have entity cramming. But you know, I was thinking about it, and he really did the worst thing possible. He decided to prank a lot of people before he went to a vacation this over a week long.
That's true.
It's like, why would you do that?
That gives us a whole week to pay him back.
So we need to build a 4x4 tunnel going down, and we need to go down quite a ways. That way he can't hear the gas. But I'm thinking if we do, trying to think how we can do it maybe over here to where it's not that noticeable. Because if we remove some of this stuff here, we could probably make it to where it doesn't look too obvious as long as we play our cards right. I'm gonna feel really bad if it wasn't him, but it's gonna be funny.
He needs a prank anyway, even if it wasn't him, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Right. So down here at the bottom, you can see that we've dug out a rather large tunnel for all of the gas to go in. We have all of these sticky pistons, which are going to be responsible for holding the gas, keeping them from going up until that chest is opened up top. Then we have the portal where we're going to be bringing all of these gas inside. And since we're going from a 6-block wide room to a 5-block wide room, we have to use some pistons to push the gas over. And then we're going to use some water to push the gas all the way into the position in order to prime them so they can be ready to launch whenever the chest is open. And if we come down here and pull this lever to place all of the gas into position, you can see those pistons go out and the water gets dispensed and everything's going to be pushed over here, and that will keep the gas waiting until that chest is open. So we got the Nether portal all lit and we're about to jump through to the Nether. We have all of the track and everything laid out to the Soul Sand Valley that is quite a ways away. We're about to bring in gas in here to do a little bit of testing, and once the single gas does well and passes the test, we'll be able to load this thing full with probably 30 to 40 gas. So let's jump into the Nether. All right, Mr. Gas, you ready? Here we go. He's going on an adventure. We're going on an adventure. And adventure 2, Sea Monster's base. We're going to bring Sea Monster lots and lots of gas tiers. We're such nice friends.
If we could just figure out how to get him a bunch of phantoms.
I thought about that too. I mean, the phantoms really aren't that complicated, but it would involve making another farm. All right, I'm dropping down to arm. Arming the launcher.
Drum roll, please.
Gas is in place. Hey look, some gas tiers that somebody brought me. I'll just grab these out of the chest. Okay, looks like all that fell. Looks like the observer activated like it should. Ow.
Yeah, there we go. I like the timing on it because it doesn't do it so
Immediately?
instantly that he'd be suspicious of anything. Like, oh, okay, this is a weird place for this to be.
Right.
And a few minutes later, he turns around and there's a bunch of gas waiting for him.
Oh, well, you should see it on like the redstone testing world. Like when you have a bunch of them in there, you have cramming basically pushing them in several directions. So like they all come up at once, but when they come up, it's like a gas bomb. Like they will explode all over the place. Like it's going to be so bad.
That's funny. Yeah, that doesn't look sus over there at all from over here.
No, you would really have to play hard to get it, especially once you get some bone meal. If you want, grab some bone meal and go ahead and throw some in there. For now, inside this little corner, I'm going to throw that carpet over the torch. Perfect. There we go. All right, we're gonna be ready for a couple more.
Stop looking at me. I'm just trying to give you a name tag. Stop looking at me. And boop.
And then he goes and boop. After many hours, we are done. We have 30 to 40 gas waiting underneath Sea Monster's base. And now we wait.